Now we're actually going to do a training related one.
Oh.
So it's coming up to Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Week today.
What does Lee Priest do? Christmas training. How do the holidays upset your schedule?
They don't.
Yep.
I'm going to Mum's for breakfast this time rather than lunch or dinner.
Yep.
Going to go for Christmas breakfast. I'll probably get up at 4. 5 I'll go to the gym for 2 hours to 7, come back home, get dressed and go up to Mum's by 8:30.
Yeah.
Just another day. Yeah, back in the old days when the gyms were closed and stuff, you couldn't do much, but I'd train at home with weights, or go for a walk and stuff. But now gyms are 24/7, you can pretty much get in there. So even if you got kids and that, get up early, go to the gym and get home in time to play Santa.
Well, my kids are still getting up.
2 a.m.
Yeah. No.
Has he been?
Yeah. So it's that's out of the question. But so what about
lock their bedroom doors till 8 o'clock?
Don't have locks on them.
I'll put locks on them.
And what about eating wise?
I'll probably go a bit easier because I'm eating pretty clean now and stuff. So that day I'll probably relax a bit, have eggs and sausages and bacon for breakfast and some Christmas pudding and stuff. Yeah, for that one day I'll ease up on the diet.
Yeah. And what about, have there been times when you're back in your competitive days where...
I've had the diet through Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. And people always say, what are you doing for Christmas, Lee? I'm like, I'm just going to the gym and then just staying home. Oh, come over, we're having a big Christmas. I'm like, yeah, that'd be fucking fun, wouldn't it? Let me come over with my chicken breast and rice and watch you eat all the fucking good food and desserts and shit and me just sit there being miserable. So no, I just pretty much stayed at home.
I guess that was one good thing when you were living over there by yourself, that you didn't have those temptations. Yeah, no.
I just went to the gym and stayed home and watched TV generally.
And just for the overseas viewers, I'd imagine your mum would have put on a traditional style Australian Christmas lunch.
Normally, then I said,
what does she whip up?
We would have had chicken and sometimes I never really had much fish or sometimes prawns, but generally just ham. Always ham and pork with all the good pork crackling, and chicken generally does about it. Ham, pork, chicken. But then you'd have all the desserts, trifle, Christmas pudding, all the other custards and all the other stuff on the table. You have sugar-coated peanuts and chips and chocolates and all that food you fill up on before. Thing you'd have always baked potato or roast potato, roast pumpkin, and there'd always be too much food. And when I was younger, we used to have a house full, like 30, 40 people, and then as families move away and other people get married and they go to the other people's families and stuff like that, it just got smaller. You'll go from 30, 40 people down to probably 6.
Yeah.
Which is good. You don't have to buy many presents, do you?
Yeah.
People pass away and die, so... Yeah, I think as you get older too, it's just not like it used to be Christmas. If you've got kids like you have, it's still fun and exciting and stuff, but I think if you don't have kids and stuff, it's just like, just another day.
Yeah.
More dickheads on the road, more people complaining. That's the best thing I love about Christmas is if I go to the shopping centres, I sit there, have a coffee and watch people argue. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the happiest time of the year, and you just watch kids running around, driving their parents fucking mad. Husband and wives are just arguing. I guess they're arguing about fucking what presents to buy, and what to get and shit. So they're all just going batshit. So yeah, it's great. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's well, I guess the thing for the overseas viewers, the best thing about Christmas in Australia is it's summertime, so
You never had snow or anything.
yeah, and I've never had a white Christmas. I got
you should
really
see Matt.
yeah.
Matt will give you one.
No, I
Speaking of white Christmas, that's like that nougat stuff too.
yeah. No, I've had that.
Got the nuts and that in it.
But yeah, I just couldn't think of anything worse than.
I wouldn't mind a bit of a white. I think I had once or twice I was somewhere where it snowed, but it wasn't like the snow where you got to go dig yourself out and be miserable. It was just a nice light covering and stuff, so the trees had snow on them, and a little bit of snow on the ground, but not to the point where you can't go anywhere. You're locked in, which would be good there, because that way your relatives can't get to your house.
Yeah.
Unless they're already there, and then the cunts are locked in, you can't get them.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you imagine.
No, I think growing up, there was nothing better than Christmas morning, opening up your presents, and then you'd be tearing outside. And
that's one thing now, speaking of outside, that'd be the first thing you either got a new push bike or a skateboard, and the streets were always full of kids and their toys. I remember last year, the year before, and stuff like that, because I drive to my mum's, or I drive around to the gym and back and forth. You don't see any fucking kids outside playing anymore. They must all be onside on their video games or phones or shit like that. There's no kids in the front yard kicking a ball or playing with a cricket set. Or you'd always be outside straight away, but because it was hot, sometimes you get a bike and then you get a new slip and slide or shit like that. But yeah, that's a new thing too. It's in the news in case you don't know. It's summertime and it's going to be hot. That's a news flash, all right? I'm just letting you know.
No. We'll talk about that later. But no, well, you'll be glad to hear that. I'm trying to get my.
You got him a bike?
11-year-old son and my 9-year-old daughters, like they're my son especially has got right into bike riding, so he's off with his mates doing that, and but it is surprising that
Streets are empty.
No, but you say to some of them, he rides the mascot.
What, you let him ride?
Oh, it's like and
that's like child abuse.
Yeah, and look, it is. It's perfectly safe if you ride on the footpath and whatever.
That's the thing. You got to get to a point where you got to trust your kids. It's like you can't wrap them in cotton wool. It's like even when we had bikes back in the day, we rode like lunatics on the road, in and out of traffic, and okay, around here there's a lot of traffic, but still, if you watch what you're doing and you take care, they can just get in trouble walking these days. So you got to give them some leniency and let them get out there and be kids. And people say, it's dangerous now, there's pedophiles. There's always been pedophiles.
Yeah.
Look at every court case on TV. The majority of people in court are in their 40s and 50s, so that means they were around when we were young.
Yeah.
They didn't just suddenly pop up, but now with security cameras everywhere, every kid's got a phone, they're actually safer now than they were back then.
Yeah.
So look, back in those days, if you got abducted, you probably would never see it again. At least now there's so many cameras and traffic cams everywhere, and people have cell phones, and malls have cameras now, so it's like you're safer now than ever before. But people are like, well, you can't let your kids go out and play. It's like, keep them inside then, and let them get fat and just miserable on their phone.
That's the way I look at it. I go, I was doing way more younger, and it's like, what's the point if they're alive but they've never done anything?
Exactly.
Like they've wasted
when you
their
ride
life.
your bike. I remember when I go up the bush and would find these big rocks and jump off the rocks. How the bike never snapped and the bar went through, the handlebars were, I think once or twice I could have fallen off in the handlebars. Right in the stomach. But you think about some of the shit you've done, you think, fuck, how did I survive that? But, even back in the day you'd go to the park and play on the monkey bars and swing around and fall off, and that slippery dip used to be fucking shiny metal, and on a hot day you'd fucking burn yourself, you'd fall on the gravel and fucking scrape your knees. But now everything's all cushy, padded and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like,
one of our best ones was I don't know if you ever did it, but having rock fights. So.
Always.
You look back now.
Pelting rocks at each other. And when Cracker Night come, you get those little fireworks that exploded, and you start throwing them at each other.
Yeah.
You'd always have a rock fight and get hit in the head and get like a lump here or there, or hit in the leg and bruises everywhere, or even when you just go build each other up for fun, giving dead arms and dead legs and chase each other around and belt them and take off running, and it's your turn. It's almost like a violent game of tag.
Yeah.